Hello there, everybody. Stephen Thomas, reports on housing, coming to you live on a Thursday at 3 o'clock, 3:01 actually. But glad I could be here with you guys on this beautiful day. Oh, got the button in my shirt. Anyhow, nice and hot. It's supposed to be hot all the way through what, Monday or Tuesday? In SoCal, we have escaped the heat, and finally we're getting the heat now that the kids are back at school. And here we are in the 90s and even 100s yesterday. But we've had a really mild summer, so we really can't complain. But I got a fun presentation that I want to share with everybody, and that is what we are, why we are here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started. So I'm asking everybody to like and subscribe. Go to youtube.com and like, subscribe. And it just helps the YouTube algorithm so that more and more people can properly set expectations based upon data, stats, and facts rather than just narratives that people make up in their head, and they keep on driving home the same narrative and try to find stuff that supports that. I'd rather look at all the data and stats and have an economic model that I lean into and then show you what we are seeing. So please like and subscribe. Go to youtube.com, reports on housing. A couple funny things. Of course, buyers. I'm going to hold off buying a home until rates fall. Rates, I know, especially this last week or last few weeks. I love this. Reduced, but not stupid or desperate. So a lot of people are thinking that these reduced prices mean that values are dropping. I even saw a big presentation by Black Knight talking about the average or median list price, how it's coming down in certain areas, specifically Los Angeles and San Diego County. What they don't understand is the lower range makes up a bigger portion of what has been increasing over the last several months. So as a result, we have the median list price going down. That's not really, medians are not really a good gauge anyways, as far as where values are going to go. Black Knight does a lot of things excellent. I absolutely love following them and their data. However, there are certain things that just make me scratch my head. I'd love to talk to him more about it. So, but let's get into homeowners are not moving. They're just simply not moving. They're sitting back like her, this lovely couple. I have a lot of pictures for that I've been using over the last few years since COVID started of how homeowners simply are not moving. They're just sticking around. They're enjoying their homes. They're enjoying their incredible, lovely, low mortgage rates, these rates that they've locked into. They're sitting back, enjoying their homes. And now I'm seeing another kind of shift, a further shift, and that was not what I was expecting. So what's happened on the backside of things are homeowners that are sitting back and saying, hey, you know what? I want to change locations. I want a pool. I want an extra bedroom. I want this or I want that. And they were maybe in the market for potentially selling their home and buying something else. After doing the math, they're on strike. They're simply saying, I am not doing it. They are not moving. And you can see this in the data. I'm pointing to the orange line. This is every year going back from 2015, 16, 17. I've actually looked on a monthly basis the number of homes coming on the market for all of Southern California. I've done it for each of the submarkets too, all the different counties within SoCal. And you can see the green line was when we went into the pandemic. That is why there's this big dip, of course, in the month going from March to April. Then back to May, there was more homes coming on the market. We went to June, it kept on going up higher and higher. We got a lot more homes coming on the market at the end of 2020. But this is what has happened in 2022. The red line is 2021. That was also muted compared to prior years, but not by much. But this year, boy, is it muted. And especially for this time of year. I just did the analysis for August today and just absolutely blew my mind. So I want to bring you what the numbers and data look like. And for 2020, missing 24,000 homes compared to, I'm just comparing it to 2017, 18, and 19. Because that's more fair than even going back further because there were actually more homes that came on the market prior to 2015. So I'm going to look at the 3-year period right prior to COVID. 17, 18, and 19, down 24,000 missing for sale signs in 2020. In 2021, it really depended upon your market, but overall for SoCal, down just under 20,000 homes, down 7% for 2021. So COVID, by the big standards of everything being locked up, not being able to see anything, has totally changed and morphed into this. And but you're sure, Dennis, you're hilarious. So and as far as where we are to date, January to August, that's just January to August. I was talking about all of 2020 and all of 2021. Through the month of August, the number of missing for sale signs accumulative first 8 months down 15%, missing close to 30,000 homes on the market. So it is bigger than COVID. And this is this trend that I've been talking about, this new trend of fewer homeowners coming on the market. And just August alone, this trend accelerated like crazy. SoCal was missing 24% of the inventory compared to that 3-year average, missing 6,000 homes, a little greater than 6,000. Los Angeles missing 20% or 1,651 missing for sale signs. Orange County down 30%, missing over 1,000 for sale signs for Orange County. Riverside County down 17%, missing 722. They're not as missing as many because there's all these Riverside County. It's the Palm Springs, Coachella Valley area. That area typically likes to place homes on the market towards the end of the year for the snowbirds, but I can prove that their demand is not actually meet them during that time at the end of the year. It's actually where it normally happens in the spring, but yet a lot of people come on the market. So that's why they're not down as much as some of the other markets, but they're still off 17%. Down 722, and San Bernardino's missing 25%, missing 900 for sale signs, and San Diego County, the biggest offender, down a third, more than a third, missing 1,700 for sale signs. That is a lot of missing for sale signs. And this is just absolutely strange. It accelerated this last month, and it led to this early peak. Or not actually an early peak, a normal peak that I was not expecting. So as a result, a lot of these homeowners have done the math. They've figured out what it would take if they sold their house today. They have a nice low interest rate. And as a matter of fact, 72% of all homeowners with a mortgage have a 4% or lower rate. I've showed this before, but it's worth repeating. 55% have a rate of 3.5% or lower, and 34% have a rate of 3% or lower. So a lot of these people do the math and plug in. This is what if I sold, how much my payment would be if I purchased higher. And that is what is driving fewer homeowners to place their homes on the market, especially as interest rates spike up higher and higher. Because what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Are they going to go, if they sell their home and then because nobody's desperate, what are they going to do? Are they going to go rent? They're not going to do that because they have a good rate. They have a fantastic monthly payment. So I'm going to show you something. Let's see if this works out because I threw this slide together. But let's say you have $1 million purchase. They're going to sell their house. They're looking at $1 million purchase. They looked at the beginning of the year. Now they're looking again. And this $1 million purchase, let's say they're going to put 10% down. And on January 1st at 3.25% and 10% down, you're looking at a payment of about $3,917. I just want to point this out. There's a lot of different scenarios. Of course, they put most of their equity in, and the average net proceeds is $300,000, which allows people to move up in Southern California. However, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is the payments based upon the percentages, because at 3.25%, the payment's $3,917. At 6.25%, the payment is $5,541. The difference in payments is $1,624 per month. You're buying the exact same house and putting the exact same amount down, and the difference in just the payment from the beginning of the year to where we are today is almost an additional $20,000 per year. So as they do their math, they're saying, I just can't move. I got to stay put. But you know what? Most homeowners are just happy with where they're at. They might want to make a move because they want to be closer to their kids, or they want another bedroom, or they had another child and they want to expand the property, have a bigger yard. There's a lot of different reasons that people move. But as interest rates rise, what has happened is we've seen this pool of potential buyers has gone from this many at the beginning of the year. And as interest rates rose higher and higher, the pool began to vanish. And then we got to 6.28%. And it was kind of like this change in the marketplace in June of this year. It was already changing, but it really changed then. So because of that, it's not just a lack of demand, buyers coming into the market. There are a lack of homeowners placing for sale signs, participating, and also becoming buyers. So it's just slowing down the overall engine of housing. And this is this housing recession that you're hearing. It's just the number of sales is dropping like a rock. And that's what we saw in July. It will continue to fall because we're seeing that in a lot of different indexes we're following, including purchase application index has fallen so that it's more than off by 20% compared to last year. I think it's right now at 23% off from last year. It's everything is slowing down in real estate because of these higher mortgage rates. And that's what people don't understand. They think that all of these homes are going to come on the market and languish. You know what? That's not necessarily true. What's happening is some of these people are coming on the market. Expirations and canceled listings are up 185% compared to last year at this time. And it's only going to get higher and higher as this year progresses. And then you have this, after coming on the market for, it says percentage of home, this is done by John Burns, real estate consulting out of Newport. And I said percentage of home sellers switching listing to rental due to rising mortgage rates. In Southern California, it is 10%. So 10% of everything that's been coming off the market, those are the people that are actually turning around and they're leasing out their house. So they're switching to rentals. They can still make it happen, but they're saying, you know what, I'm just going to keep my home and turn it into a rental. And that's helping alleviate a bit of the rental market locally. However, they're going to go and rent something else someplace else. So, or purchase something someplace else. So the displacement continues. This is what I have been following. And this was what I said was going to slow down our market and allow our inventory to rise. And typically what happens, and this is 2013 versus 2022. 2013 also happened in 2018. You got a rise in mortgage rates. And as a result, that's the dotted green line, rise in mortgage rates. The dark green line is where homes, the inventory grew from 25,000 homes to close to 40,000 homes. And we peaked during the fall, which is normal. It's not a normal peak. A normal peak happens between July and the third week of August. But when we have this change in mortgage rates, we peak later. We peak because a lot of homes languish on the properties they pull on the market, and they pull their homes off the market later. And we peak in the fall. Now this year, something different happened. Normally we get that rise and we did get that rise, quite a huge rise. And let's see if I can make that yellow line go away. Yes. So you can see the orange line. That is what happened to our inventory. It went up like crazy. And mortgage rates, actually, they dipped during the month of August, got all the way down to 5%. But now at the end of August, here they are. They blew past 6%. Now they're at 6.24% as of today. And you can see what's happened. The peak actually already occurred. That's not the top orange arrow, but the bottom orange arrow points to we've already established a peak. We're not going to peak all the way during the fall market. And the reason for that is because of the fact that we just have a lot of homeowners that are simply not placing their homes on the market. And we have other homeowners that are pulling their homes off the market and turning them into rentals. So we have those two things happening at the exact same time. So it's really diminishing the pool of homes that would normally come on and stay in the market and languish on the market like they did in 2013, like they did in 2018, so we could peak all the way in the fall. Instead, the peak happened right now because we have a lack of for sale signs. So this is this trend. It was new earlier and it just absolutely continues. Now let's talk about what's happening in supply. But first, let's go to our sponsor. the Thibodeau Group, the Thibodeau Morel Group, actually. Jason Thibodeau with JMJ Financial. You can contact him at 714-330-8263. He's a branch manager for a reason. He is one smart dude. Absolutely love hanging with him, and he knows what he's doing. And they have different programs. They have an earnest money deposit. That's the EMD, earnest money deposit, insurance protection. And what you do is you put a small fee, and after the loan funds and you close, you get that fee back. But just in case that some seller is going to hold on to your earnest money deposit, you can get that back up to $50,000 or 5% of the purchase price. So that's something they have. And they also have remove the risk of rates rising, so you can lock and shop, and you put money up front, and then you can lock for 90 or 120 days. If interest rates got down lower again, you could feel safe. So anybody that took advantage of this when interest rates were at 5%, here we are at 6.24%. That's looking like a very smart bet, and you're now locked in at the lower rate. So and another thing, they have is 2-1 buy down mortgage, and sellers can use this rather than reduce their asking price. They can offer to pay for a buy down of somebody's mortgage, and it just buys down their mortgage rate for the first few years. So that's another program that you can take advantage of. So their methodology is simple. We don't make promises we can't keep. And you too can reach Jason Thibodeau at the Thibodeau Morel Group, JMJ Financial. His cell number, 714-330-8263, 714-330-8263. Thanks, Jason, for your continued sponsorship. We appreciate you. Let's get back to supply. And this is where the inventory is at right now. You can see peak established. And this looks much higher than where we were last year and the year prior. And that's true. It is higher for overall SoCal. It's not all markets, though. There are some markets that are still lower than 2020 as far as where the inventory is already peaked, which means they're going to start off the year less than where they did in 2021, but not quite where we did at 2022 when we reached record levels in some of these markets. So, but this is where we are right now. And I'm telling you, this is already a peak established. And when I'm pointing to every line in that, the arrow on the right is 2019. Then the one prior to that is 2018. It spiked. It was a late peak. That's why it's so close to 2019, because you usually peak during the summertime. And it peaked late, and it peaked late because we had interest rates that went all the way up to 5%. That was the 2019 peak. The next one over is 2018, 17, 16, 15, 14, all the way down to 13. And you can see all the peaks prior to COVID were a lot higher. And here we are. We've already peaked. We've had this problem with inventory, and now we are going down. And you can see it right here. We are going down. Today, we're at 30,331, down 3%, down 804. We went down just a smidge 2 weeks ago from the 2 weeks prior. But from mid-August to where we are today, September 1st, here we are coming down, shedding 804 homes off of the market. So we should be a lot higher than this. The peak has definitely been established. Last year, we were at 19,895, which is almost the same as where it was 2 weeks ago, 34% less, missing 10,436 for sale signs. That's where we were last year. The 3-year average is over 40,000. So here we are at 30,000. And the 3-year average prior to COVID, 2017, 18, and 19, 35% higher, 10,556 more additional for sale signs. And we've already peaked, so we're coming down now. So and it came down quite a bit in the last 2 weeks too. I was not too happy with how quickly that's come down. We've established the peak. We normally peak here. And that's exactly what has happened. I told you that we were supposed to peak all the way between October and Thanksgiving, mid-November. And that's not what happened. Instead, we're coming down, and we're going to continue to go down until we hit Thanksgiving. And then it's really going to come down, always does during the holiday market. The inventory in the last 2 weeks for Los Angeles has shed 217 homes, down 2%. And Orange County has shed 272 homes, down 7%. And Riverside is down 70, down 1%. And San Bernardino is down 25 homes, down 0.5%. And San Diego's down 220, down 5%. And Ventura is down 40, Holmes down 4%. And you can see it's San Diego, Ventura, and Orange County that are down the most in the last 2 weeks. That peak has been established like crazy. LA kind of has this really soft looking curve always. Orange County and San Diego can look more like a bell. And same thing with Ventura. Demand, I'm telling you, right now what we're dealing with, I'm not seeing demand further go down, even though we have interest rates go up. So what I think where we've actually established at this cruising altitude is inherent demand. There is always buyers that are in the marketplace to purchase, always, regardless of the market, even in the throes of 2007, 2008, 2009, 10, 11, there was always demand. So this is what I'm referring to now as inherent demand, because we don't see this big giant change in demand, even though we have interest rates that went from 5% earlier in August all the way up to where they are today, above 6%. So I am surprised with how much volatility there has been in interest rates. And because the Fed has come out and they're saying we are not going to reduce the short-term rate anytime soon. This is what they refer to as the Fed put. So we're not going to be doing anything like that. And it's easy for them to say because overall the economy is still pretty healthy. But when people start losing jobs, which is not happening, but it's as people down the road, we get into recession, people start losing jobs, they're going to have a bit more pressure to slow things down a bit. So there are a lot of talk right now, but it'll be really interesting to see where the cards lay down the road when there's more pressure on them down the road. So last week we were at 5.81%. This week we're at 6.23%. Just 1 week ago till today, we went from 5.8 to 6.23. Last time we were here, November of 2008. Excuse me. As far as demand is concerned, last 30 days worth of new pending activity. Today we're at 12,550. It's basically hasn't changed, down 32 for all of Southern California, 32 fewer new pending sales. So not much of a change at all. Last year, we were at 18,279, 46% higher. This has actually shrunk a little bit because we normally are going down at a more of a rapid rate. But like I said, we have inherent demand right now. That's 5,279 additional escrows. The 3-year average is 15,696. That's 25% higher than where we are today, or an extra 3,146 pending sales. So we definitely have muted demand. But like I talked about in the report that I did most recently, it is low demand versus low supply, and they're duking it out. So the speed of the market, this is where we are. It's been going down slowly but surely. March 17th, we were 24 days. It was continuing to slow down, got all the way up to 77 days. But within the last 6 weeks, it went from 77 down to 73 days. Within the last 2 weeks, it went down a day. So it was at 74. Now it's at 73. And last year at this time, we were at 33. So much hotter than where we are today. And the 3-year average is 79 days. So that is almost where we're at right now, a little bit slower than where we're at. We're in what I refer to as a slight seller's market. We do not have values plummeting. We don't have values caving. We don't have anything like that, even though the sellers have the wherewithal to do it. Instead, they're just not placing their homes on the market. And the expected market time, this is what I expect to happen for the rest of the year. It's not going to change. It's not going to continue to slow. It's just going to be status quo. What you see in the market today is what you're going to see next week, next month, over the next few months. So it's not going to change. And what we're experiencing today is a normal market. We have not seen one since the beginning of 2020. So nobody understands what a normal market looks like. That's where you're on the market for more than a minute. You have to do an open house, and there aren't 5,000 offers, and you have to be really careful in pricing, and you have to take into consideration the pricing with location, condition, upgrades, amenities, all that good stuff. You want a copy of this, you need to be a subscriber. Yes, that's right. Go to reportsonhousing.com, click on subscribe, and you know what? We have reports all over Southern California, almost finished with the Bay Area. Subscribe, $15 per month or $150 per year. You subscribe today, we'll email you the most recent report. You get the first month free. Utilize, again, the coupon code of PRICE. Still works. And you'll get the most recent one, low supply versus low demand. It's coming up Monday. Orange County, LA, and San Diego will get a new report. And we do have a free content section. I'm just going to invite you to go there, reportsonhousing.com. And that's all I have because I have special guests. So I got to get to them. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Stay cool, jump in a pool. And who do we have here?
Athena.
That's right. This is my Athena Rose. And do you have anything with wisdom to say to the audience?
There's 216 people watching me.
Currently. Oh, yes, right now. So what do you have to say?
Hi, I'm Athena. You can always turn me into famous. Just post this. Tell your friends.
All righty. Who else do we have? Do we have anybody else off in the distance? Or are you it? All right.
And it is a great thing.
It is. You're awesome. I love you. We'll have a lot of fun this weekend, but first you have another day at school. Anyway.
First is the best and last is
Have a fantastic finish your week. We'll see you on the other side. Have a great rest of your week and a fantastic weekend.